Hi guys, welcome to Hanamate. So these are my little tiny obsession right now. I call them tassels. I call them jewelry tassels. They are kind of cute embellishment for either handbag or backpack or just keychain or anything really. So this is the base. More can be added. I also prefer if there is a little carabin instead of just the keyring, and this is my workstation. So as you can see, I am not super organized, but I have somewhat pulled together different things that will go together. I may change it 100 times, but it's the idea that I'm playing around using my imagination. I also have two nose pliers. They are the best for taking apart the chains or the rings rather, and these are different carabins and rings I can use. The most important part is to have a good quality chain that I can easily take apart and use the individual rings. And then the tools, of course, right? So these are sun catchers that I made a while ago. I sold few, but they were not really big hit. I also have to admit I'm not in love with them. It seems like too long, too much, not really, I don't know, special. I decided to take them apart and I am using these for making the smaller tassels. So I'm somewhat combining it. These style of tassels I'm making right now are more few chains and necklaces and bracelets that are kind of like wire based, right? Not necessarily just beads. I just love the look and how easily it is to work with them. So this is my workstation. I use good quality glasses and light. It's very important to have comfortable place to sit. You have the tools and supplies close by. Good light and good vision is very important. Um, and then, of course, you have some type of jewelry that you can recycle. Not all pieces work, but eventually you will learn what works the best for you for this project. All right, so this is one of the samples, and I want to show you exactly how I take it apart and how I create it. It is longer video, and I don't really think I can talk for 8 minutes, but let's try it, okay? So as you can see, the basic is a keychain, right? Or some kind of circle loop. And then I need two nose pliers. By the way, I got these extras. Those are my extra nose pliers. However, I have another pair, two of them rather, that are shorter and I prefer those. These are not the best choice because the noses are long. They don't work that well. So this is, I basically showed you how to open the ring itself. So chains are combination of rings, right? And they always have a one spot that they are attached, and you basically want to hold it um, each side of them and pull it apart. I do it not sideways but back and forth because I feel it's easier to pull it back together and fix it. So right now I'm actually fighting with this chain. I am doing it on purpose. I was going to remove it, but I realized that this is actually a good lesson as well. So that chain with the cat I have there, the 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 circles are too small, so my fat ring didn't fit in it. Does it make sense? So I need to replace it for something thinner. That's the beauty of having collection of different sizes of chains, and they call them jump rings really. So I found a smaller one, and that should fit in the chain link really. So I think everybody has to figure out what works for them because we are working with recycled material, right? I would love to give you clear instructions what size and gouge to use. However, it may not work for people that recycle because when I recycle, I basically work with what I have. But the most important thing is to have some type of chain with rings that's easy to work with. I'm saying it again because um, some chains are made from very thick very hard to open material. Ta-da! And that's it, right? So I push the two sides back together and the ring is now complete. There are a few other ways how to kind of attach them and fiddle with it and squeeze it so it's almost perfect, but I think it's for everybody to find themselves how to handle the tool and how to attach it. So this is when I finally put everything on the key ring, right? I also enjoy attaching just pieces of chain, either with or without some embellishment or attachment on the end. Now I am taking apart the one ring, so basically I have a shorter piece of chain, right, that I'm going to attach. But I honestly don't think there's anything complicated. It's good. By the way, I also had glasses that weren't thick enough, just my normal reading glasses. For the jewelry making, I have actually super thick glasses, and it really makes difference. The other thing is that I am working at nighttime, and if you work with anything black, which is this black chain, I had a hard time seeing um, what am I doing basically. But the other idea is that if you ever come across kind of chains that are hard to take apart, you can just snip it, right? So you will lose one of the pieces, but it will still work for you. Again, we are working with recycled materials, and most likely you got it for a decent price, and you can kind of, you don't have to be too frugal, I guess is the proper word. So, and then I am playing with different I guess pendants or little attachments that I can add on the end of the chain. As you can see, I'm struggling with this one. So just be prepared that when you are learning how to do this, you will struggle a little bit, right? But the basic idea is that you have little links for chains, and you have uh, chains or other wires that you can attach with those links, and then you attach it to bigger circle loop keychain, right? Key ring rather, and that's it. I do like kind of using whatever I can, and but keeping it a little bit themed. So I hardly ever mix silver and brass or silver and gold. I prefer lighter colors like beachy theme and darker colors separately. I would not mix them together, but that is something personal that you eventually have to come up with. I also try to avoid plastic because I can get my hands on good quality metal or wood or glass jewelry over plastic. That says, if I see something that's cute and it's plastic, not going to necessarily say no. By the way, the key rings, of course, are a pain in the butt to open because I have to use my nails. Fortunately, I have strong nails and I'm okay. So as you can see, this is just another chain I attached to the key ring, right? So eventually you will be at the point that more you add, it looks better. But there's also time when too much may be too much, right? Think about the use and the purpose. So say I do maybe 3, 6 different attachments. If you do 20, it'll be too much. It will kind of lose the focal point. It will be too heavy. It will not be practical. So more is not necessary better. Once again, I struggled a little bit there because the pliers are too long. So make sure that you use tools that you enjoy working with. The other thing is that sometimes the pliers, the attachments are metal and they may scratch some chains, right? So if you work with some metal, it may get scratched. I sometimes attach tape or cover the pliers with tape so it's kind of like softer. But again, it's something you have to come up with, right? You have to kind of figure out for yourself what works. It is always nice to mix the tassels so it's kind of like same theme. Like this is like foresty greenish idea. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed it and you learned something. It's definitely a nice thing to do, and it makes me very, very artsy fartsy. Thanks for watching, anime.